What is going on, you guys? My name is Rage, and we are back today with a continuation video now for the next notes following 3.7. That being said, I am utilizing now a new Kestrel team because I understand that a lot of players don't have the full power armor plus Shuri. So that being said, we're utilizing a rendition of it, mixing in Kestrel, especially given how amazing she absolutely is in the game now and the value she adds. So unfortunately, you can only use hero tech as well as hero supernatural. So that's why we're going in here and filtering the characters here. That being said, let's dive right into the 5 characters that I will be utilizing. First and foremost, I've built up Shuri for my Dark Dimension 3 node, so that's why she is as powerful as she is. And you can see with her, no T4s on her abilities, but she's going to be providing a lot of support and defense up, really synergizing and keeping our team alive. Next, it is going to be Kestrel here, as I mentioned before, and with her, I do only have her at almost 50k, but thanks to how generous the event is, have been with the shards, a lot of people will have access to her, and she's going to be a really key piece because she's going to do a lot of damage and have a lot of defense downs being applied to our enemies, and that's very, very key. Next, we are going to utilize the speed advantage from Falcon, being able to kind of utilize Shuri's energy generated and really give ourselves the turn meter advantage in getting ahead of our enemies. On top of that, I love Falcon for the fact that he has a really good ultimate to apply additional supporting damage when needed. Synergizing with Falcon, it is going to be Rescue. I like Rescue for these nodes because of the fact that she does have a cleanse if there are negative conditions on us. She's actually the only character out of everybody on the team for both Supernatural and as well as the tech to actually have that cleanse. So that's why we're bringing her on board with the barrier that can be added protection. Last but not least, she also has an offense up that can be applied to power armor. More specifically, she's going to really assist Falcon with that much needed damage for this team. And then last but not least, it is going to actually be Star-Lord, providing additional support for our team. He's got a great blind that he can implement on enemies, as well as giving energy to Shuri, really ensuring she has that defense up and energy supplementation as well. I do like Star-Lord's ultimate here, the Elemental Blast, just to apply some additional damage for our team. That being said here, that is the makeup of my roster, so let's dive right into the gameplay. With respect to the placement, I did put Kestrel in the middle because of the fact that generally middle characters do get attacked more than the rest. On top of that as well, I have Star-Lord in the corner because he's going to only be funneling energy to Shuri. And again, we want to basically keep Shuri's ability to be able to actually keep her defense up, constantly going. On top of that, she also additionally generates energy for the rest of our team. On top of that, with Falcon giving us speed up, I found, I've received a lot of feedback from people that, Rescue and Ironheart are interchangeable. So really, whoever you guys have higher, because Ironheart does give a lot of capabilities as well to fellow Falcon as well, so definitely help out where it can. From the very beginning, you guys, we're going to activate Shuri's defense up to give us that protection. You're going to notice that unlike the previous node, we do have a lot of negative conditions. That's a key reason why I did bring on Rescue, so we can cleanse. But first and foremost, at the very beginning, there's 2 high damage targets we want to take advantage of. So you can see Kestrel's ultimate almost one-shots Hela, and we do want to take out Hela and Ghost Rider being the top 2 as well, because they just have a lot of damage, and by taking them out sooner rather than later, we're able to actually ensure increase our overall survivability as well as success of getting through these nodes. So for the first couple turns there, you're just going to see that they're just going to do some damage here, and we really just kind of need to shoulder the pain a bit. But after the first turn of all your characters, we should actually get a Dr. Doom on our team, and that's going to be very key because we can definitely utilize his abilities. So for sure, that's why it's nice about this node. He's a weaker one than the one you get in the next node, but definitely helps. You can see how Ghost Rider targeted our Kestrel, but again, Kestrel's resistance and defense up is just so essential. And again, I activate Shuri's defense up to cast more energy, but we are right now going to actually activate the ability here with special to actually cast those defense downs on these enemies, thanks again to Kestrel, and really kind of set up the situation for Falcon's ultimate here to really do some damage. We're going to go ahead and try to finish off Hela. She's the first one to go, going as planned. Next, we're going to see here that we have activated the ultimate here of Rescue to cleanse the conditions, increase the overall damage on the offense up, and then activating Falcon's ultimate here. My game froze a little bit, so I had to kind of just squeeze that in there, but there you guys have it. That I was actually able to finish off another 2. So now you see what's left is just Invisible Woman, the Ghost Rider, and the Heimdall. So at this point, you really don't have a choice. I do recommend before the next wave spawns, taking down Ghost Rider is going to be key because he's very powerful, has great damage as well. When we kill any of their enemy targets, Ghost Rider is able to take advantage of that. So that's why we do want to take him out rather earlier than when I waited in this playthrough. That being said here, now we are actually going to be able to enjoy the powers of Dr. Doom as well. So keep that in mind. Try not to actually utilize his, I do love Dr. Doom's kit, but try not to utilize his clones too much. I do like building an army with him because the nice thing about him is every turn he gets that clone. And by having clones, it just increases our overall survivability. So we don't need to actually use it yet. So I do try to go ahead and just use the basic because it's a very powerful skill regardless. Activates disruption as well. So now at this point, I am just trying to focus on Ghost Rider, especially once we took out Hela. That being said, we can just really kind of take our time here. The other thing to keep in mind as well, you guys, when you're able to utilize Star-Lord's blind, definitely focus on any enemies that actually have a turn upcoming, right? So again, we get Dr. Doom's turn once more, and unless one of your guys is really low on health, I wouldn't recommend using his abilities because he has that nice heal to support the team, right? But otherwise, we got Shuri's healing, we got Dr. Doom's damage, we're getting the extra clone there to soak up damage. And by taking out now, we can actually focus on just Invisible Women and Heimdall. And what I do like about this node compared to the last one is I do believe we can actually finish off all these guys before the next wave spawns. So it's kind of nice. You can just kind of wave manage a little bit. Leaving Invisible Woman as one of the last targets is a good idea just because overall she doesn't do a lot of damage. So not really a big threat. And the nice thing about Heimdall is the same thing, right? He's got some decent resistance. He's a little higher up here, but not really a lot of damage overall. And because we don't have any invis on our team, not a big deal. So really take the time to kind of build up your energy. You know, I took rescues there special to actually just give ourselves a barrier, just soaking up more damage potentially for the next wave coming. But just really prepare yourself, even including moments like this where Falcon can use the speed up. I definitely don't think this node's as tricky as the 3-7, but you just never know because that initial cluster with Hela and Ghost Rider do make it pretty challenging. But that's why we brought in Kestrel, right? You can see how close she was to one-shotting Hela, so that's why it's extremely nice. And then now you can see we're at a really good opportunity here to actually just finish up Heimdall. We got some clones built up, so very, very opportunistic. The full wave does spawn here, as you can see, total 7 because of Greg. And again, they do come with a Hela and they do come with Thor and a Loki. So really, a really good cluster of Asgardians here, right? So this is the moment here, because of all the clones we got, an excellent moment to actually use Doom's abilities. It scales with the number of clones we have. Unfortunately, you can see it doesn't do as much damage as I thought it would, but that's quite alright because, you know, any AoE damage and support is going to help our team. That being said, same story as the first wave. We are actually going to fully utilize Kestrel's abilities here, activating the special here to activate the defense down on a cluster of them, and really kind of just setting up for a situation, right? So that being said here, we are going to actually go ahead, use Shuri's damage instead of healing because we didn't need it. Once again, rescues offense for our team to really kind of set up Falcon with this ultimate right here. Beautiful, beautiful synergy and damage. And now that only leaves the 2 Venoms, and at this point, very, very smooth sailing. So I definitely think this node's a lot easier than the last node, but just the initial wave where you have that Hela and Ghost Rider cluster is where it gets interesting, especially when you need to have the right defenses, right? So in this case, Shuri was really clutch for us, just making sure we had that additional protection. And then once we got Doom, we could really set up the situation with him creating the clones. As always, you guys, I do hope this video helps you guys in pushing forward if you don't have the full Power Armor team. Another viable substitute here, but as always, I'll see you guys in the next one. Take care.